Listen, before I even get to my trademark, what's up, everybody, to start the episode, I'm just going to say this quickly. If you're the type of person who gets upset when someone doesn't like something you like, and you're also a fan of Alien Isolation, I appreciate the download, but maybe just skip this episode. Some of you get so fucking mad when I don't like the game you like, and honestly, some of the messages I get over stuff like this are just fucked up. And I'm warning you right now, I don't like Alien Isolation. I'd go as far as to say I fucking hate Alien Isolation. I despise it. I rage quit it, deleted it off my consoles. I will never turn it on again. I love the movies. I like the franchise, but I fucking detest this game. So again, if you like this game and you get hurt feelings by people hating stuff you like, skip this. There's 314 other episodes to listen to. Go hide in a locker or something, because Alien Isolation, that's all you fucking do. Fuck. Your messages, if you send me messages hating on me for this episode, they will be read offline, and my wife and I will laugh at them and toast you for the download. All right? So you have been warned. Here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Remember the Game. It is my retro gaming podcast where every week a buddy of mine and I sit down and we geek out about the games we played back in the day. My name is Adam Blank. Thank you so much for listening to the show. And this week it is episode 315. It is the final scary episode of Scary October. And as you've probably guessed by now, we are in fact talking Alien Isolation, which won our scary Patreon poll last month. So if you want to come at me with this isn't a retro game, I disagree. As far as I'm concerned, if it released on the PS3, Xbox 360, is 2 generations old, it's retro. And if you're going to come at me with this is the scariest game ever made, I guess if you are into it, it probably is. I was so annoyed, so frustrated, and so bored with the gameplay in this fucking game that I just could not get lost in the atmosphere and the world of it and be scared. People were like, we can't wait to watch these streams and see Adam shit his pants. And the only shit coming out of my pants was rage, or not out of my pants. That'd be a lot of shit. The only shit was rage shit, because this every time that fucking alien popped up, I just lost my shit because I knew I'd either be sitting in a locker with my thumb in my ass or I'd be dying and having to do it all again. So if you've not played this game, it's a first-person shooter where you play as the daughter of Ripley from the Alien movies, and you need to get off a ship with the alien chasing you around, and the alien is randomly moving around the ship, so you gotta hide from it and just fuck it. Now, admittedly, when I put this game on our Patreon poll, I knew the alien followed you around. I knew it was a scary game. I really thought it was more of an action Dead Space style game. That's on me. I should have done my homework. Had I known that this game was practically entirely based on the stealth mechanic, I honestly wouldn't have put it on the poll, because this was this genre's final straw. Here, I remember the game. We've covered 3 Metal Gear Solids, Splinter Cell, Alien Isolation. The only one I kind of like is OG Metal Gear, and that's mostly a nostalgia thing. I can't stand stealth gameplay. I am officially tapping out on the genre. This is the send-off. My buddy Tyler he's supposed to be my guest this week. I'm recording this Tuesday morning. Tyler and I are actually recording at like 9 o'clock Tuesday night, and then this episode's going live probably within an hour of us finishing. So hopefully he was my guest. Otherwise, maybe I went solo. I'm not sure. But we haven't, like I said, we haven't talked about this game as of the time I'm recording this. So I don't know if he hates this game as much as I do. But I do know that he doesn't love it. So he at least doesn't like it. I fucking hate it. This could be a bloodbath. And we'll get there in just a minute, because speaking of hating things, it's time for another edition of the Remember the Game infamous intro. And if you're new to the podcast, welcome aboard. Consider this your warning. Our intros are a little long. They're fun. We talk video games and stuff. They are much more fun than fucking Alien Isolation is. But if you do want to skip it, you just want alien talk, go to about the 30-minute mark, all right? Otherwise, hang around. Let me get my plugs in the way. Plugs in is how I keep the bills on, pardon me. We have all kinds of merchandise you can find at rememberthegamepodcast.com. It's some really nice stuff, too. All designed by my man Joe from 4545 Creative. And, of course, the main way we keep the bills on around here is our Patreon. And I'm not asking you for money for nothing. I offer a lot. We have a dozen free Patreon exclusive podcasts over there right now that anyone can just go listen to if you want to check them out. And our patrons get up to 4 new ad-free podcasts every week. We have our Simpsons show, Purple Monkey Dishwasher, my vlogging show, The Rambling Idiot, my gaming news show, Game Patch, and a second video game show in Expansion Pass where I just kind of talk about whatever I want in the world of video games. Last week was Expansion Pass 234. The Patreons picked our topic, and my favorite game from A to Z won. It was a fun little episode. I had to pick my favorite game for every letter of the alphabet, and a couple of them were fucking cutthroat. M was fucking, oh my God. Mass Effect, Mega Man, MLB The Show, Minecraft, Miss Pac-Man. M was brutal. Anyways, as is becoming tradition, here is a sneak peek of last week's episode of Expansion Pass, my favorite game for every letter of the alphabet. In all seriousness, though, A wasn't as stacked as I thought. A couple of the games that I found that I made my shortlist that didn't get my title of favorite A game include Adventure Island 3. Everyone talks about Adventure Island 2, but Adventure Island 3 was the one I had as a kid. That game was fucking awesome. We need to do an Adventure Island game on the podcast. Maybe we'll do one of those in November. We have not yet covered an Adventure Island. Those games are fucking the shit. Area 51, Xbox first-person shooter. I don't know if it was on PS2 or not, but I played it on Xbox. Alien game. You're in Area 51. I haven't played it since it came out, but I remember really liking that game, so I put that in there. My third place for A letters is Ape Escape, which I played on the show about a year ago, the PS1 title. That game was fucking awesome. I got to play Ape Escape 2 now. I thoroughly enjoyed Ape Escape. My runner-up for best A game is Advance Wars, which I also played for the show a couple of years ago for the first time and thought it was fantastic, and we need to cover the second one because Advance Wars is so fucking good. That's now available in our archives. And this week, on Halloween, Expansion Pass 235 goes live, and it will be my Silent Hill 2 remake review to kind of wrap up October. I think it's fitting. I'm really excited to talk about this one because I thought it was, not to ruin the review, I thought it was fantastic. I think what I'm going to do is try to go spoiler-free for the review itself as best I can, and then I'll probably tack a moderately substantial spoiler cast onto the back half of the episode, so you'll be good to find out if it's worth buying. But I'll definitely get into some of the changes and some of the story high points and stuff like that as well. So that'll go live tomorrow. Again, our Patreon subscriptions start at $3 a month. You get new shows every week, instant access to our entire Patreon archives full that are all ad-free, hundreds of ad-free podcasts. Plus, you can join our Discord. You get to vote our Patreon polls every month. You get to submit comments for our shows. You can DM with me, and you even get a shout-out and get to hear me mispronounce your name. Like, I'm definitely going to do to one of these for sure. A huge thank you to our newest Patreons, Mike Oxlittle. That's an unfortunate name. Kirks, B Mills 9, Marcus, Fancy Store-Bought Dirt, and Skizid. That's the one I'm sure I fucked up. Thank you all for the support and welcome to Remember the Game Industries. And don't forget, our 24-hour stream this year, our 5th annual, to raise money for the Stollery Children's Hospital will be Friday and Saturday, November 8th and 9th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Should be a lot of fun. Hope you can come by and check it out. You can find that and all my other streams at twitch.tv/rememberthegame or youtube.com/rememberthegame. That's not blowing myself. Let's blow some of you by blowing in some cartridges. It is our opening segment here on the show. I read a few comments and questions from our Patreons, usually gaming related, but not always. And we call this segment Blowing in the Cartridge.
He blows all right. He blows big time.
That's it, honey. Get into the spirit.
Let's blow. Our first blower this week is Chugger22, who said, "Hey Adam, am I alone in being the only asshole to just but days ago learn that there are both roguelikes and roguelikes? I always assumed it was like when someone just said Hyundai wrong. You just kind of let them stumble through it because you know what they meant. Am I alone?" I probably just said that wrong. No, you know what? I've known for years that there are both roguelikes and roguelites, K and T, but I genuinely don't know what the difference is. And you can write in and tell me if you want. I gotta be like, I don't particularly care. I don't know. I just call them all roguelikes because I feel like if it's a roguelike, then a roguelite should be a roguelike because it's like a rogue. Duh. I don't know. I love those types of games, but I don't know which one is what. I don't know any genres anymore. Dude, when we do the blankies now, trying to figure out what an RPG is, I feel like every game can be classified as a fucking RPG now. Like, I'm playing NHL 25 and the Be A Pro is like an RPG. So I'm like, is this an RPG? It's that meme where the guy's holding out to the butterfly. Is this an RPG? And it's every fucking game ever. So I don't Roguelike RPG, we should just fucking make them all just games. We'll just call them all games. Because no, you're not a lone chugger. I don't know what the fuck it is either. As Cologne said, hey Adam, since you love indie games so much, I was wondering if you ever thought about trying out some indie horror games. I know you're not a huge horror game fan, but you seem to have definitely warmed up to those types of games lately, and I think you'd enjoy some of the indie horror titles. A lot of them are retro-inspired, taking inspiration from 80s horror flicks and made in a PS1 graphic style, and the cool thing is that you can complete most of them in under an hour or two, which I know would tickle your pickles since you don't enjoy playing long games. For the record, I don't mind long games if they're really good, but yeah, when I'm not really loving it, it starts to get under my skin. I have really warmed up to horror games. I will say I think I'm tapping out for a little while between Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 2 Remake, Alien Isolation, watching some scary movies. Like by Halloween tomorrow, I think I'm horrored out. I don't want to be a horror anymore. So I'm ready to move on for now. But no, I'm not opposed to it. I love indies. So yeah, I would consider an indie horror title. Why the fuck not? I have played Carry On. I didn't finish it. The lack of map really frustrated me, but I thought that was a really cool game. But yeah, I would try some more indie horror games. Why the fuck not? Yeah. Muncal said, Mr. Blank, you talked recently on your hate of swimming levels. Can you give your hate 5 or maybe most memorable? One of the most impactful for me are the Sonic games. Sneaky, terrifying. All other deaths in Sonic games are just pop and game over, but get a water level and you see him clutch his neck and drown, or they emote him gasping for air on bubbles. Formative when playing Game Gear in 1992. I don't know if I could give you a top 5 most hated swimming level, but I will say I do despise 4 out of 5 swimming levels. Excuse me, hiccup. I don't know why people feel the need to force swimming levels into games. And I will actually counter you, Muncal, and say that I think Sonic swimming levels are the worst. In a game completely designed about running fast, anytime Sonic gets stuck down in the water, it goes slow and you have to find your way to the bubbles. I fucking detest the swimming levels in Sonic games. I hate them. Also, Banjo-Kazooie had some fucking shit swimming levels. I don't care for the swimming in Mario 64 either. I fucking just hate swimming levels. They're not fun. Like, you know how you make a swimming level fun? No air meter. For the love of fuck, just let me if you're going to make me have to swim, I understand it takes away the realism, but guess what? Like, a lot of these games aren't very realistic anyways. Take away that fucking air meter, because I hate it. They're like, just let me, because that's, especially in the 64 era, that's the problem, is the controls are being all fucky and wonky, and then you get stuck in walls, or the camera's stuck, and you can't see where the fuck you're trying to go, and then that stupid thing is beeping, telling you you're running out of air. I fucking hate it. So if you're going to make a swimming level, 1, turn off the air, 2, for the love of fuck, make it control at least decent. But Sonic are probably my most hated swimming levels, are Sonic levels. I hate swimming levels. I wonder if that's where my fear of water comes from. I'm scared of deep water, and I wonder if it comes from my detection, feels like a real word, of fucking swimming levels. I hate them. We need more Bort license plates. Said, hey Adams, greetings from Sweden. I bet you there's people named Bort in Sweden. That sounds like a Swedish name. If you could be a fly on the wall for the development of any game in history, which would it be? I think I'd like to see how they got Mario 64 to work in 3D, or see those last few weeks in the run-up to the Cyberpunk launch, just to see how bad they thought it was going to be. Thanks for all your content. It keeps me calm in my most stressed moments. Well, thank you. Appreciate that, Bort. Yeah, Cyberpunk would be near the top of my list. I would love to have been a fly on the wall during the final days of that. Because they had to fucking know that game was fucked when they released it. And I would love to have been there and seen those discussions. So Cyberpunk would be there. Mega Man 2 would be there, because that was the team that made Mega Man 1 was told they could make Mega Man 2, but it had to be like a side project. So they were making it at night, and like just kind of like it was a passion thing. And I love Mega Man 2, so I'd really like to watch them make that and see how it goes. I'd like to see the development of like some bad games like E.T., Superman 64, Sonic 2006, and just see how the developers are like, holy fuck, we are going to get massacred for this. And then the other one I'd like to see is that, what was the name? The Day Before, I think it was called. That game from Fantastic, those fucking sleazy bags of shit that released that fucked up game and then shut their doors like 2 days after it came out. Because I just want to know if they were actually just trying to steal people's money or not. But Cyberpunk and Mega Man 2 would be at the top of the list for me. Greg Roop said, "Hey, Adam, I'm a sad New York Jets fan, and I'm trying to find a graceful way to leave. Are the Winnipeg Jets a respectable team to bandwagon onto? I already hate the Rangers and Islanders, so I don't have any other allegiance here. I know most of the rules of hockey from playing the NES game, so it should be a smooth transition." I think the Jets are a fine pick. The only problem with jumping onto the Jets bandwagon, Greg, is as of this recording, they're 8-1. So you would come in like a little bit of a front runner. Like you're not like the reason I became a Tampa Bay Devil Rays fan, now the Tampa Bay Rays, but when I started it was the Devil Rays, was because they were like the worst team in baseball. And I like to, like, if I was new to football, I think I'd get in with like, maybe not the Cleveland Browns because they hired Deshaun Watson and that guy can, I mean, I would never wish injury on people, but that's a shame, that fucking piece of shit. But I like jumping. Actually, I would probably be a New York Jets fan if I was new to football now because I like hopping in with bad teams. So if you want to get in with a bad team, I would suggest going with like the San Jose Sharks. But yeah, if you want to stick with the Jets theme, I like the Winnipeg Jets. Yeah, fucking do it. Plus, I guarantee you get some looks around New York if you told people you were a fan of the Winnipeg Jets because they'd probably be like, "Where the fuck is Winnipeg?" Impressive Beans said, "Adam, I'm in the market for a portable. I had a Switch, but since it died, I don't see a point in buying another with the new one on the horizon. I'm looking at a Steam Deck, and I want your thoughts on it. Is it worth the price tag, in your opinion? Cheers." I think it is, yes. Assuming that you can, and I'm not calling you poor, Beans. You eat impressive beans, not regular beans, so I assume you've got some cash. Assuming that the price tag isn't enough to scare you away, I think the Steam Deck, and this comes from someone that hates PC gaming, I think the Steamer is beyond worth the money. I think it is the most impressive piece of tech I think I've ever played on. I adore it. I fucking love that thing. As someone that is PC incompetent, it's very easy to use, super comfortable to hold. It's slick. It plays great. I've played games like Red Dead Redemption 2, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I've played some big games on the go, and Cyberpunk I've been playing on there lately, and it works awesome. Yes, if the price tag isn't enough to scare you away, I 1,000,000,000% endorse the Steam Deck. I think it's just a fantastic piece of hardware. And then finally, before we move on, it's letter time. Tim Vitullo said, "Hey, Adam, I finally got around to playing Mega Man 11 this past week, and I enjoyed it. It seemed designed as an entry point for new players. Do you think we'll ever get a Mega Man 12 or an X9 from Capcom? Mega Man 11 has sold just under 2 million copies since the 2018 release. It likely doesn't require the budget or next-gen hardware that AAA titles like Monster Hunter or Resident Evil do as well. Are you surprised we haven't seen a new title yet?" I am a little bit surprised that we haven't got a new Mega Man game in a long time, Tim, but at the same time, for Capcom, Mega Man just, and I hate to say this because I love Mega Man more than 90% of franchises, probably more than 99. Mega Man is probably in my top 3 or 4 favorite video game franchises. The guy just doesn't move the needle like other franchises do. And it sucks. It really, I get it though. Like, you're right. Resident Evil probably costs more to make. Monster Hunter probably costs more to make. I literally have a sheet up right now talking about unit sales of major game series sold by Capcom as of June. Resident Evil sold 160 million. Monster Hunter's at 103 million. Street Fighter's at 55 million. Mega Man, who I think has more games than any of them, between X and standard Mega Man and all the spin-offs and Battle Network and Legends and everything, is at 42 million. So 42 million Mega Man games sold, 160 million Resident Evil sold, 103 million Monster Hunter sold. I'm not surprised that Capcom doesn't put a lot of their eggs in the Mega basket these days because it's all about return on your investment, and Mega Man just doesn't sell. Like 2 million copies is great, but 2 million copies in almost 6 years is not very good. And that comes from someone that likes Mega Man 11. So I'm not surprised that they don't do it. I would like to see them, like, not give Mega Man away, but like fucking license him to a third party. Imagine what some of these indie studios today could do with Mega Man. Do I think we ever get a Mega Man 12 or a Mega Man X9? I think we get a Mega Man 12 someday. I'm not convinced we ever get another Mega Man X game. I would love to be wrong. But I think we do get a Mega Man 12 someday. I just would love to see them give it to, like, look at the fucking, like, Shovel Knight, Celeste, Dead Cells, like those types of games. Cyber Shadow, one of my personal favorite indie games. Let some of these guys have a crack with Mega Man. and take them back to like, we got Mega Man 9 and 10, which were throwbacks to the 8-bit Mega Man. Mega Man 11 was a brand new direction, which was fantastic. For Mega Man 12, I would love to see either a game like Mega Man 7 style, the Super Nintendo style, or something like Mega Man 11, or a Mega Man X, like give it the smaller sprites like Mega Man X, but go with Mega Man. I think eventually we will get one, but I don't think it's, I hope I'm wrong. I don't even think it's on Capcom's radar. Monster Hunter and Resident Evil are just worth too much. So if that's the case, then fucking same as like Nintendo's got F-Zero and Star Fox and Punch-Out just sitting there in the wings doing nothing. Let an indie studio play with one of these things, you know, see what they can fucking do with it. I think that if we ever get a new Mega Man, I think that's where it comes from. And I hope it does. God, I love Mega Man. All right. Thank you so much for all the submissions, everybody. As always, we need to keep this ball rolling. So let's switch it up and get to our Smash Hit segment, the official game show of Remember the Game Industries. You know what it is. Play one, remake one, erase one. And a huge thank you to Classic Concentration from the NES for unknowingly providing us with the theme music for the show. The rules are simple. Every week, I give our patrons 3 retro video games. They can play one as it was released, remake one as a modern game, and the third is erased from time forever. And as always, there are no wrong answers, but there is a right one, and I'll tell you what it is in a minute. This week, since we're talking Alien Isolation, I went with 3 other Alien games. We have Alien vs. Predator on the SNES, Alien 3 for the Sega Genesis, and the Alien Trilogy for the PS1. 32% said they'd play the Alien Trilogy, remake Alien vs. Predator, and erase Alien 3. Let's see what a few of you had to say here, and then I'll tell you what the right answer was. Iroku Saki's Gardener said, I played Alien vs. Predator at a barcade on an actual SNES recently, and it was beat 'em up awesomeness, so I'll play that because all SNES games need to be played. I'll remake Alien Trilogy because I feel all PlayStation games should be remade, and I'll erase Alien 3 because it's a Genesis game, and I was Team Nintendo during the original console war, so if anything has to go, it's the Genesis game. I can respect that. I don't always go that way, but I can respect that. It is the wounds of the Nintendo versus Sega console wars, they fucking go deep. I get it. The Remember the Game Infamous member said, well, I've seen these movies, so let's go. I'll play Alien Trilogy because 3 games in 1 is a bang for your buck. I'll remake Alien vs. Predator and give it the Final Fantasy VII remake treatment and turn it into 3 more games, bang for your or buck for your bang. And I'll erase Alien 3. Surely it can't be worse than the movie, right? Well, I don't want to take any chances. I did recently watch Alien 3, and I don't think it's like the worst movie I've ever seen, but it is, of the 4 Aliens that I've now seen, which are the first 4, it is by far the worst one. I can agree with that. A.B. Killen said, I'm playing Alien vs. Predator. I'm a sucker for beat-em-ups, and I'll take another. I'll remake Alien 3. Think of how cool this could be redone with the same love given to Metroid Dread and then erase Trilogy. I'd love to remake it too, but this isn't called Play 1 and Remake 2. Agreed. Actually, I gotta say, you caught my attention, A.B. Killen. The idea of Alien 3, but done like Metroid Dread. Dude, the idea of Alien Isolation done like Metroid Dread. 2D side-scroller with the alien chasing you like those, I can't remember what they were called now, the robots from Emmys or whatever. I haven't played Alien Dread or Metroid Dread in a couple years. I'm intrigued by your idea. I want to hear more of this. And Vegan Zombie 87 said, play Alien 3. It was one of my favorite Sega games as a kid and it still holds up, but the clock running down was always scarier than the aliens. Remake Alien vs. Predator. I've not played it, so why not give it a lick of new age paint? And erase Alien Trilogy. I just never really enjoyed that game. Played it as a kid, played it again as an adult, and I never found it fun, so bye. Yeah, if you tried it twice and didn't like it, all right, yeah, it's sound logic from an unlogical name in Vegan Zombie. It doesn't make sense. They only look for dead plants. They only eat dead plants. Anyways, I'm going with the runner-up this week. 23% of you voted the way I did, as did Retro Crouton, who said, I love these options, Mr. Blank, and I'll tell you why. Play Alien vs. Predator. I played the arcade version every week at a small food court that had an arcade in a back room, and I would love to try the Super Nintendo version. I'll remake Alien Trilogy as I enjoyed it the most out of the early Alien games, and it would be the best bang for your buck with updated 3D graphics. And then I'll erase Alien 3. Xenomorphs are better when they're creeping in the shadows waiting for the perfect strike, and this just didn't do it for me. Different logic. Same order. I'm going to play Alien vs. Predator because I love the SNES. So, of course, I'm like, you guys know me. I'm an SNES simp. I want to play the SNES game. I'm going to remake Alien Trilogy because it could be awesome. I love the first 2 movies, and Alien 3 is what it was, I just said. But remade, especially in this 2D Metroid Dread style, hot damn. I'm in. I want that. And then I'll erase Alien 3 because I've already got the full trilogy, includes 2 good movies in the remake, and Alien 3 is just not that great. Anyway, that's it. Thank you, everybody that played along as always. What have I been up to over the last week? I've been playing a lot. I finished Silent Hill 2 Remake on Monday night, so we're ready to record that expansion pass on Thursday. I'm almost done The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which I'll probably review on next week's expansion pass. I'm still playing a little bit of NHL 25 just for kicks, and I fucking downloaded Call of Duty Black Ops 6 off Game Pass. It is my very first Call of Duty, and despite the fact that I'm terrible, I am actually quite enjoying it. I've only been called a couple of slurs, and it's been kind of fun. I've been streaming it a little bit. It's kind of neat. Maybe I'm a COD guy now. What the fuck? The times they be a-changing. Anyways, let's switch this up. We'll go to a quick word from our sponsors here, and when we get back, it is time to talk Alien Isolation. We'll be right back after this. This is an ad by BetterHelp. A band once said, "Work sucks, I know." And I think most people agree with them. Workplace stress is now one of the top causes of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce experiencing higher than normal levels of stress from their jobs. And while walking away from your job might not be an option, taking a little time every day to focus on yourself and your mental health can make a huge difference. I know in the summer I try to get outside every day, get a little bit of sun, and just enjoy the outdoors. It really helps. At least until my allergies attack, and then it's ugly. It's important to take steps to combat work stress, and therapy can be a huge one. It's not just for overcoming trauma. Therapy can help you define work goals, set some work boundaries, develop coping skills. It's like a cheat code for life. And if you're thinking, man, I'm too busy for therapy, well, look into BetterHelp. They make therapy as convenient as possible. You can meet with one of their over 30,000 therapists online and on your schedule, just like over 5 million people around the world already have done. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Unwind from work with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/rememberthegame. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/rememberthegame. We've had some great partners over the years here at Remember the Game, but I don't know if any of them have hit home for me quite like Hometown Hero does. No pun intended. Don't start. It's a transparent, honest cannabis company that helps people and gives back to those that have served their country at the same time. I mean, come on. As soon as I read about these guys, I knew I wanted to work with them. Hometown Hero is a cannabis company out of Austin, Texas, and they were founded back in 2015 by a U.S. veteran. They have two goals: create premium hemp products that can help everyone, and to support veterans by donating a portion of those profits to organizations set up to take care of those who have served. Hometown Hero products are of the highest quality, and everything they offer is made right there in the U.S. of A. Gummies, caramels, chocolates, drink mix. There's something for everyone. And what's more, their hemp is grown locally in Texas, which is something they should and do take a lot of pride in. And they offer certificates of analysis for everything they sell because they want to be clear that their products are as advertised, both in terms of potency and ingredients. No contaminants, you get what you pay for. Just how they conduct business is enough to get my good eyes' attention, but when you circle back to the fact that the company was founded by a veteran and they put such heavy emphasis on supporting veterans, this isn't just lip service. I'm not reading a script I was given here. I'm proud to have Hometown Hero associated with Remember the Game. Reclaim your evening. Visit hometownhero.com and use code RTG to take 20% off your first purchase. That's hometownhero.com, code RTG for 20% off your first purchase. All right, let's get into Alien Isolation. As always, I like to let you nerds sound off on the game we're covering before my guest and I take over the microphone. And this one is very, very divisive among the listeners here. This one's kind of all over the map. I ran a Patreon poll, a Twitter poll, asking people, hey, on a scale of A to D, what would you give Alien Isolation? 17% gave it an A, 33% gave it a B, 24% gave it a C, 26% gave it a D. So it is. So this one runs the gambit from I love this game to I fucking hate this game. And the comments go the same way. Let's get into a few of these. Luke's father said, I absolutely loved this game. Everything about it felt like classic Alien. It did get a bit repetitive toward the end and it overstayed its welcome a bit, but the first several hours were horror gold. Rubber Fork said, I'm always trying to find a game that actually scares me. Outlast didn't work. Silent Hill didn't work. And yes, Alien Isolation just didn't work either. I'm too much of a badass. I kid. E.T. scared the fuck out of me as a kid, but on an unrelated topic aside, this game got the closest to really scaring me, and maybe it would have if I'd actually completed it. But the actual gameplay of going hiding spot to hiding spot didn't hold my attention. Agree. And like, for the record, and going back to Luke's father's comment as well, he said that the game goes a little bit long and overstays its welcome. I've seen that online. I'll put my cards on the table. I did not finish this fucking game. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I thought it overstayed its welcome after about 6 hours. But apparently that is a complaint even from the diehards, as it does a little long in the tooth. Idahoju said, huge fan of the Alien franchise, the movies, the books, etc. This fucking game, though. Great in concept, lacking in execution. It would make a great film or book. I'd rather get frustrated missing a jump in a platformer than wait in a locker to get immediately killed. I agree with practically everything you just said, Idahoju. Bad Zoner said, in my opinion, this game is amazing. I thought the storytelling was amazing, and later in the game, being able to go onto the derelict like in the movie felt like a dream come true. I remember pre-ordering this game back in 2014. I actually got it 3 days early, which made me so excited. Anyway, I'm also a trophy hunter, and the hardest trophy that took me a while to get was called One Shot, where you have to finish the game without dying. It took me a couple of attempts, but especially those face huggers near the end of the story can fuck you up, and fuck, they were annoying, especially trying to do it without a guide. Lastly, I remember seeing this in development, and I'm glad they changed it from third person to first person. Made a world of difference. Excited for the sequel. I didn't know it was originally going to be a third person game. I will agree. I think as much as I don't really have anything nice to say about this game, I do think moving to first person was the right call. I'll agree with that. And I looked at the trap, Ray. Said, I kind of figured this wouldn't be your cup of tea, Adam. It is a very good game, but only after the alien shows up proper. Once that little bastard is floating around hunting you, it's brown trousers time. The beginning, before he's there, almost made me hang it up. I'm glad I continued on, but just remember, man, because a lot of us like it, doesn't mean you have to. I agree, and you're about to fucking find out why, because I am ready to fucking go off. I don't even know if Angry Adam's going to show up, or if I just feel like this game isn't worth Angry Adam's time. I fucking hate this fucking game. But assuming my buddy Tyler gave me a call, he's about to join me. If not, I'm going solo. We are ready to talk Alien Isolation. I'm going to cue up some music. And when it stops, I'll tell you why I hate this fucking game so much, which originally released on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC on October 7th, 2014. Enjoy the podcast, everybody. Let's go. All right. Joining me on a dark, scary Halloween evening to talk probably the scariest game we've ever covered on Remember the Game, albeit not for the reason you think, is the scariest guest we have here at Remember the Game, and probably our resident alien, and that is my buddy Tyler. Tyler, how are you on this Tuesday night?
I feel a little bit outed just now, but
Yeah, sorry, I forgot about the alien thing. I wasn't supposed to say anything.
Well, I was gonna let Blink 182 out me, but I guess Blank 182 outed me. So
I love it, buddy. I don't even know where the fuck to start with this thing, Tyler. So just in case you don't know, so we ran a Patreon poll last month for scary games with the intention of whatever wins would get the October 30th episode of Remember the Game, and the final three were Resident Evil Remake, Alan Wake, and Alien Isolation.
wow,
And Alien Isolation won.
wow,
And yeah,
I'm disappointed in the
admittedly-
viewership, the listenership.
Well, admittedly, I was kind of pulling for Alan Wake because I've always wanted to play it and I haven't, and I just thought that'd be my excuse.
That is, you go slowly insane in that game, and that's your like health meter, isn't that?
I don't know. I
That's
haven't
like,
played it. I
can't
don't know
remember.
anything
Yeah.
of it. All I know is that it's from the people that make Control, which I also haven't played but want to play.
Yeah, I haven't played,
but it
Alan
looks
Wake,
awesome.
but I think it was hailed as like a really, at least in my nerd herd, was hailed as like an awesome game.
I'm interested. It looks great. And Resident Evil Remake is Resident Evil, and I love Resident
Yeah,
Evil. But
yeah,
I
same.
also love Alien. Like now that I'm a movie guy and I've been watching the movies,
Yeah, and
Alien,
one of the best franchises for movies. Like
sure,
hands down.
Alien, one of the greatest movies ever. Aliens, very, very, very good. Alien
Yeah.
3,
Eh.
something to do. Alien Resurrection, actually, I thought was pretty good. I thought it was much better than Alien 3.
Wow, you're like the only one.
And that's the only ones I've watched so far. But like, there hasn't been a movie yet that I didn't hate or that I hated. So I was excited for this game. I was worried about it because everyone was like, "This is the scariest game ever. Adam's gonna shit his pants. He needs to stream this so we can all watch him shit his pants on stream because he's gonna be so scared." I have to say, and I've already set the table in the intro. I did not finish this game. I rage quit this game. I played about 10 hours of it. I streamed it. People watched the streams. I didn't get scared because when the alien showed up, I wasn't scared. I was fucking angry because when he shows up, I either have to sit at a table with my thumb in my ass, go into a locker and hold my fucking breath. It's like high school, get your shit kicked out of you simulator, hide in a locker again. Or I let the alien fucking catch me and I get to do what I just did for like the 300th fucking time. And when I'm not, I'm sorry that I have been like, I feel like I have blue balls because I have been building this up for fucking weeks. And I just need to, if you would just indulge me for 2 seconds, when that fucking alien shows up and everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's so scary." I can see how it probably is scary if you care about trying to finish the game, which I did not because I got to the point where I was so fucking sick of hiding in lockers and under desks waiting for this stupid fuck to walk away. And he's not even the biggest problem. There's those stupid fucking creepy ass dead-eye robots that kept catching me and catching me and catching me until I realized the strategy to get around these robots from the superior alien isolation AI is to just fucking run by them. That's all I did to get past them, and it worked every fucking time. And then humans show up later in the game, and that's where I finally quit. I got to a portion of the game where I had to flip on 2 generators while one of those stupid dead-eye motherfuck robots was following me around. The alien is hanging around in the vents, so I need to look out for them. Then there's humans shooting at me, but I can't shoot at them because if I do, I attract the alien. But I can't turn around because the fucking robot is there choking me, and I can't go hide in the vents because the fucking alien is there. And after about the 400th time that I'd done it, I said, "That's enough." I deleted it. I will never play it again. And I am putting my feet on the ground right now and telling all of you, stealth games have no home. And remember the game industries. Absolutely none. They will never be covered on this show again. I've done 3 Metal Gear Solids. I've done Splinter Cell. I've done Alien Isolation. And I shan't do another. I will put my foot down and say you will get a Kingdom Hearts episode of this show before I ever cover Metal Gear Solid 4 or Alien Isolation 2 or any other fucking stealth. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I hate this fucking game. How do you feel about it?
Well, I liked it.
Oh, fuck me. I need a smoke. God.
I don't like this genre of game. Like, I like survival horror, but I don't like these stealth horror games. And there's like a bunch of them. There's lots of these games on the PC. So I like Metal Gear and I like Splinter Cell. I like one that comes to mind that I really like is called Thief. It was a really cool early 2000s franchise, like I think late 90s franchise, where it was a stealth game and you're a thief and it's in this like what's that genre? Steampunk kind of genre. It was cool, but like emphasizing stealth. I did not like this game though. I like it when you can be stealthy when you want to, but you're still a badass and can fight your way through a situation. This game emphasizes not doing that, even though you get a revolver, a shotgun, a flamethrower, a fucking rail gun, bolt gun. Like, you should be a badass. You can't kill the alien in this.
And I don't want people writing in being like, "That's the whole point of the game is you're a regular civilian and you can't fight the fucking xenomorph alien." I get it. I get what I genuinely understand what they're trying to do. I do get it.
Ripley Senior is a regular fucking human. She's a fucking space whatever pilot who collects derelict spaceships. She's not a badass soldier. She's not some fucking souped up till the 4th one. She's not some souped up alien hybrid. She's a regular fucking person.
Yeah.
And she, in the second movie, kills thousands of the fucking aliens.
Let's go to the start because you brought up the guns, and that's one thing I want to touch on. So, like, the first 2 hours of this game, have you beaten this game? I have not. I haven't even come close.
I beat it when it came out, when I had infinitely more time and patience. The most recent play, I got like, I don't know, 4 hours in and was like, holy fuck, this is a slog.
And it is a slog. It's a fucking, I get that. I get why you can't kill the alien. I'm not even 100% opposed to the fact that you can't kill the alien. I can live with that, all right? It's a badass fucking alien. I understand. But you play like the first 2 hours of this game, and I streamed this game for 2 hours from the very beginning.
And that's
and
when you
we didn't.
first see the alien. You should first see it at about that point, right?
I think we saw it once for 1 second, but we never interacted with it. I didn't interact with anyone that could kill me, maybe a couple of humans, but like it is just it slogs. And I actually was semi kind of enjoying the first 2 hours of it because while it is slow as fuck, there's not really a lot of stealth. You're walking around, you're exploring this ship, you're trying to figure out how to get off of it. You run into that the one crazy bald guy there who wants to shoot you, and then he joins you, and then he dies by the alien. And I was like, all right, if this is what this game is going to be like, I guess I can get on board. And then finally, we start dealing with enemies, and you go into this room where all you do is deal with humans. And oh my god, dude, I lost my fucking mind because at this point, and I argue with me if you want, I don't give a shit. The game has not taught me that non-combat is the way to go. So we get into this first situation where you go into the room and there's like the looters there, whatever the fuck, and I kill one and he drops his pistol and I am there doing I'm hitting every button possible to pick up this gun. Keep in mind that I have picked up handgun ammo but have not yet found a handgun. So when I kill a guy with the bolt cutter tool thing and he drops his gun, video games 101 are that I can pick up his gun and use it, right?
No,
Like that
not in
is
this game.
no, not in this game.
No.
I kept trying until they fucking killed me 3 more fucking times. And then finally I was like, okay, I guess I'm not supposed to fight these guys. I guess I can't pick up this fucking gun. So then I keep going. Then I run into those fucking androids. And so dude, I was 3 or 4 hours into this game. I still haven't seen the alien. All I'm doing is creeping around. And at this point, I'm starting to get fucking sour. And I ask you, is like every review I've read of this game, outside of the people that just worship the ground it walks on, practically every review I've read has said it's a cool concept, but it is way too bloated. It goes way too long. There is way too much stuffing in this game. And I could not agree more. And that even like put aside how much I fucking despise the gameplay of it. Like this feels like it was a 5-hour game that they padded to make 20 hours. Am I wrong? Like it goes forever.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Like, and that's the big problem I had with it. It is so long. It should be it should be the length of a movie because that's how it plays. Like, that's how these kind of there's a like I want to call it a survival horror, but this whole like yeah, I guess that's the genre, survival
It
horror.
is.
There's
It's survival horror. I
but
think it's
there
survival horror.
but there's Resident Evil survival horror where it's an action game and like feels exciting and
Like where it's
and
fun.
fun, yeah,
Yeah,
interactive.
that's the word I would use. It's fun. It's great. Someone commented on my Instagram and said, "What horror game do you think is better?" And I was like, "All the Resident Evils, except maybe 6, all the Silent Hills, the Evil Within, Dead Space, basically everything that is fun." I don't think this game is fun, and the fact that like I'm fucking. So you get a gun early on. And then I was like, all right, let's go kill some of these guys. And again, the game has not taught me not to go in shooting. So I'm shooting these guys and all it's doing is attracting the rest and I'm dying again. And I'm like, in what, like, and you can call me stupid. I don't give a fuck. But by the time I finally realized, once maybe I realized it was stealth and I just fought it because I didn't want to do stealth. I hate games where they go stealth and you don't have any other option. Like The Last of Us, you can go stealth if you want to, but you can also go in guns a-blazing. And in this one, like, it's just, I can only handle crawling around and sitting in corners and waiting for so long. I just,
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm going around in circles. I fucking, in 315 episodes, I don't know if I could count 5 games I hate more than this one. Like, I hate it that much. I don't even know if this is good. I can't decide if I think this is a good game that's not for me or if I think it's just a shitty game.
I think it's a good story. I think it's a terrible game. Like, I think if this had been an HBO miniseries set in the same kind of environment as when did Aliens come out? Like Alien come out, like 1978 or something.
78, like 79. Yeah. Late 70s. Yeah.
So they have this total like dystopian but futuristic, it's like the 70s but in the future. So I love that aesthetic. I think this would have been a great like 8-part HBO miniseries, very similar to like Chernobyl or something like that. Like
I'll agree with that.
It has all the makings of a great story and would be very suspenseful if you watched it an hour at a time.
Yeah,
And then like they don't have to fucking have it be this big action thing with the alien. Like it would be a very suspenseful miniseries to watch. You don't have to. You're not sitting there for 8 hours straight. You're watching an hour at a time, or whatever, 15 minutes, or however they fucking pan it out. This would be a banger, a huge hit. As a video
agreed.
game, though, it is very linear. The stealth, they force you to stealth. There's no option to go in guns blazing. I hate that. And
Exactly.
I am like, oh, stealth or machine guns, machine guns. Like I am the worst for that. I like even when
Agreed.
I played Thief, I got really good at fencing. Like it's a sword and bows and magic and shit. And I got good at like fighting people with my sword because I was like, I
Sure.
fucking suck at sneaking around.
And you're right. If they had just given you the option to fight like the robots and the humans,
Yeah, that's
like,
all.
and
Like,
then if I
and
have
then
to
you
sneak
have to
around the
run from.
alien,
Yeah, that would have
sure,
been amazing.
I can
Like
live
that,
with that.
just that tweak would have been perfect.
But
I
it's like
and
it like. Did you play Spider Man, the Marvel Spider Man, like the PS4, like the one that came out 5 or 6 years ago?
A little bit. I haven't played it through completion yet. Like
Okay.
I actually, I have my cousin's PS4 and a copy of it. So
Okay. There's a couple of segments where you have to play as Mary Jane and just sneak around, and they're really bad. And like, I think everyone that loves that game, like I love Mary Jane. Everyone that loves that game is like the Mary Jane segments. They're pretty, and that's what this whole game feels like.
yeah,
And it's just like you said. I will agree, dude. The first hour or two, while I was getting irritated that it was so fucking slow, there were no enemies. I'm not running into the alien. Nothing is fucking happening. I will concur. I actually thought this like they do a great job of even capturing the setting of it being back in like the 80s, the old computers. When you want to save, you got those giant fucking I don't know the disc things.
oh
Like
yeah, your key
they,
cards. Like I love how the key cards look. Like there are the aesthetic of this game. I cannot stress enough how good this game looks. And it's an older. What this was 2014.
yeah, it's about 10 years old now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that. And you're right. I do think there could have been a really cool story here. Like I love the idea that you're Ripley's daughter. And even right off the gate when you're leaving your ship to go to that like hub shopping mall fucking ship whatever the fuck it is and
yeah.
then you hit the explosion, you get separated from the rest of your crew and you're trying to get and then you run into that guy and he's like shit's hitting the fan here. We need to get out of here. You're going to help me.
Yeah.
Let's work together. Let's
The
get out.
bald guy, Axel.
Yeah,
Isn't it
Axel. Yeah,
Axel?
yeah. I agree. I was like, I'm invested. Okay, let's go. I thought the intro. Here's my problem is I was like, so this intro segment goes fucking forever. I'm sure once you've played it a few times, it's not as long because you're just running through. But when it's your first time, you're exploring, you're reading all the logs. I don't know when the alien's gonna pop out, and everyone's been telling me how scary this is. So I'm going slow and methodically through it. And I'm thinking to myself, like, all right, we got a game here. This could be something fucking. You're setting the table. I feel like I'm in Alien. This is rad. But then there's no tutorials, but also no action. Like it feels like I always use this stupid analogy of game development is a pie. And in this game, I feel like they put 90% of it into the setting, the story. And I'm sorry. I adamantly disagree that the AI for this alien is world class. He just walks around. I don't like tell me what this alien does that Mr. X didn't do. Tell
Yeah,
me.
no kidding. Like, okay, we gotta pause there for a second. Sorry to interrupt. Your rants
No,
are
no.
great, but my baby just woke up. I'm gonna
I
bring
heard
her in on
something.
this.
Yeah. It's all
So,
good. No, it's all
okay.
good. You go deal with that and we'll come back. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. It's my guests are not paid employees. They're volunteers. And Tyler had to be a dad while we're trying to talk about video games at fucking 9:30 on a Tuesday night. To go back to what you were saying though, like I do agree. I really I think it's honestly the only nice thing I can say about this game, but I do think it does a great job setting the table for a cool story. It's just after
Yeah,
that, I think the gameplay falls apart. And that's where I was going. I ask you, like, people hype up this alien's advanced intelligence, but I'm like, I really don't think it's that he just walks around. It's not like he sets traps and lures you. At least if he does, he never did it to me. He just walks
no,
around.
no. I found it to be like I said. I found the whole experience to be super linear. I didn't realize back when I played it, when it first came out, that it was like an advanced AI. Like I just played it because I like the Alien franchise. Like I would,
Sure.
at that, I would buy an Alien or a Predator video game in a heartbeat just to play those franchises.
Sure, sure.
But the like I think Left 4 Dead had a better, what did they call it? The director, their AI program when that game
Yes.
came out was way better,
Yes.
because if you hung
I
out in an
agree.
area too long, it sent a horde after you, and like it was pre-programmed, like a pre-programmed algorithm. It wasn't like true AI that would react to your decision making. It would be like, okay, the players have been hanging out for, this area for 10 minutes. Send a wave of zombies. Oh, they handled that really
Yeah.
easily and
A
defeated the wave
great
of zombies in 20 seconds. Send a bigger wave with more variety.
Yeah.
You know,
Great pull. Great. I fucking totally forgot about the director. That's a great fucking pull. Cause dude, we had one, and I was streaming it when this happened. We had one segment with this fucking alien where I had to go into an office and like look for evidence. And I did fucking everything in this office. And then finally I went into the computer where I had read all the logs, and there was one log that said, I don't remember what it said, corrupted or something. And then when I clicked it, it was a video. But I was like, fuck, I would have, I must have tried everything in this office. And what was so infuriating about it was that I would go into the office and I would look at lockers, look at the wall, click on things, trying to get something to interact because this is where it's telling me to be. And then the fucking alien would come back. So then I'd have to go back under the desk or back into the locker and just wait for him to walk around and fucking leave, and then do it again and then do it again. And then finally I found this video on this computer. So I walk out, and as soon as I walk out of this hall, it's a left or right. Like it's I got to go one way or the other. So I go right because that's the way I need to go to keep the game going. And there's a save point there. Okay. So I go back to the room with the save point, and I turn around, and I see the alien going into the office that I was just in, which is behind me down the hall. So I quickly save my game. Then I turn around, I go back out to the hall where I know he's straight ahead in the office on the left. I turn to the right to go around and go down, and he's in that room. So this fucking world-class AI in 3 seconds took the alien from the office I just watched him walk into and then put him in the fucking office that I had to go to on the opposite side of me around a corner. And I don't even want to hear that he went through the vent because it was 3 seconds while I was saving and there was no vent in the office. I
yeah,
don't give a fuck. I refuse to move off this point that AI is nothing special. He's just a big dipshit walking around fucking doing random things.
yeah. Instead of like plot armor, it's like the trope of a plot bullet. It's like, yeah, actually, we're going to just make it really hard despite it
Yes.
not making any sense.
It's ridiculous. I fucking didn't even look for him. I ran out because I knew I was banking on this AI, and I'm like, I just watched him walk into that office. This is my chance to sneak out here and go. I fucking sneak out, go around the corner, and he's there. It makes no fucking sense. It's so stupid. And that fucking, and like, there's another point. Do you remember the part where you have to go down and there's like 7 or 8 medical bays, and there's 3 where the doctor that was killed had been, and you need to figure out which of the 3 rooms which of the 3 patient room he's in so you can get his
Yeah,
key card off of him? Do you remember that
yeah,
part?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I got to that part and I found him, and I get the key card off him, and then the alien is coming. So I get into the locker of the fucking room, and I'm standing in the locker, and I don't know about you, but like when I'm in a locker and I look through the vents and I see the alien walking around, in reality, I'm on my phone because I'm like, well, I got nowhere to go until this guy fucking leaves. I'm like looking at Twitter on my phone. And then I look up, and right as I look up, it says hold L or hold the left stick back to lean back in the locker. And I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? And he rips the door off and kills me. And then I had to do it all again. But I was like, so that's just something new. And I'm like, so now you expect me. And again, I guess if you like this kind of stuff, fucking go nuts. But like, so now I'm expected when I'm waiting in this locker for this big stupid fuck to walk around, I actually have to sit here and just stare at the screen in case he comes over so that I can hold my breath and lean backwards. My mind is blown that people think this is like creative, inventive, crazy gameplay. I think it's just tedious, monotonous shit.
Well,
Shit.
and
Shit.
like I said, there's a
Fuck.
whole like subgenre, because I don't want to say survival horror because there's like that genre. It's not specific enough. Like, but this style of survival horror game, I don't know if this was the first one, but this was the first one that I ever saw or played. And yeah, like I just find that boring. I didn't have a
It's
like a
boring.
yeah.
Yes. It's boring. It's fucking, and then, buddy, I go back to that fucking room after he fucking kills me, and I go back to my fucking save point. I go back to that room, I get the key card off the doctor, the alien comes in, I get in the locker, I hold my breath and lean backwards so I can get away. The alien leaves the room. So I'm like, all right, now's my chance to get out of this fucking room. I go to leave the room, the alien is coming back. So I have to turn around, get back in the locker, and do it again. I had to do it 3 times.
Yeah.
And I know you've got this stupid equipment you can use to distract him, but again, I maybe you can call me dumb if you want to, but like the game hasn't taught me how to use any of this fucking equipment. And B, what am I supposed to do? Throw a noisemaker right outside the room where I have no other escape and he's just going to come to it anyways? And that was one of the things I saw in some of the reviews I had read was they were like, the AI at times can be very frustrating because if the alien just happens to like the smell of a fucking perfume on one of the corpses around there or something, you can't go anywhere.
No, exactly. And like by then you have a revolver. Like you should be able to at least fight him off a little bit. Like I know you can't kill him, but like, you know, in Resident Evil you could fight the Tyrant or Mr. X or the Nemesis. And you could damage him enough that like you effectively won. You didn't kill him. You had to have the major battle at the end, but you fought him off and could, or you know, you could run. Like,
and I know that,
I like in Resident Evil 3, the first time you fight Nemesis, I just fucking dipped. I was terrified.
Yeah.
I also think I didn't have any bullets at that point because I'm, like I said, one of those run and gun kind of shitheads who's like, save ammo? You got a knife and a pistol for that.
Well, and I know, because I never even got this far, but I have watched a lot of gameplay of this. Like, I know you get the flamethrower later on, which you can use to like momentarily ward him off. But like, if that's the play to try to fight him off, then give me the flamethrower earlier, because there is nothing fun about just sitting in a locker over and over again and wait. Like the first, listen, I will, to be fair, I'm going to admit it. Like the first couple of times that I interacted with him and I hid under a desk and watched him through a window, like walk by and stuff, I was like, that's pretty rad. Okay. But like after like the 20th time, it gets really, really frustrating. I'm on the Wikipedia page right now, and one of the reviews of the game says, quote, every time I thought I heard the monster, every blip on my motion tracker was a cause for tightness in my chest at first. But by the 300th time I dived under a table or into a locker, I wasn't scared. I was annoyed. And that's exactly what it is. Like, it's just so fucking tedious and repetitive. And I ask you, man, like, because again, I'm not the sharpest tool in the box. Do these like, what is the point of these items? Like the noisemakers, I get the noisemaker's supposed to lure him away, but like, I never found it to be any use because I'd put it down and then he'd fucking come get it and find me, like every time. Maybe I just suck. I don't know.
No, I found it, a lot of the items, superfluous. Like I found, like I said, I felt like I should have been watching a TV show instead of playing a game. Like I would have enjoyed it more.
Agreed. Like it should teach you. It should teach you more. Like
and utilize the tools in it more. Like they don't utilize anything effectively.
No.
Like even, you know, I tried picking it up. Like I have it in my Steam library and I tried playing it again and I was like, man, I can't do this. Like
no.
For the first time, everything was new, and I enjoyed it enough to play it to the completion, but I can't replay it. I got like 3-4 hours in and was like, oh, fuck.
Sure. Oh, my God. It's just everything nice and I do have a couple of slightly nice things to say about it. Every nice thing I have to say is overshadowed by the fact that, like, and again, different strokes for different folks. I get it. But, like, I play video games because they're fun. And I'm like, there is nothing fun. Here's the $1 million question. Okay. And then we'll go to the break and then we'll come back. And I'm not like, you know, that meme, like, oh, we got ourselves a badass here. Like, I'm not looking for someone to throw that at me because I am scared of everything. Tyler was just telling me about some of the animals on his farm and they fucking scare me. I won't.
His name's Thistle. He's a 700-pound boar. He's a nice piggy.
That sounds terrifying. Like
he's huge, and I'm scared of him.
I'm scared of everything. Mr. X in Resident Evil 2 scares the shit out of me. I'm scared of a lot of things. I was not scared of the alien because I was just so mad the whole time. Every time he showed up, it was like, fuck. And I get why people do get scared because I watched some clips. I watched one clip of a guy playing it and he's hiding under a desk and the alien is literally standing right over, like basically crop dusting him, like standing right over him. And then the alien leaves, and the guy's like, "Ha, stupid alien." And then he walks out the door, and he turns the corner, and the alien is waiting right there, and it jumps back and gets him. And I was like, I could see how that would be. That's what I was kind of looking forward to experiencing. And I
Yeah.
didn't experience it because every time I saw him, I was like, my only play here is either get killed and then have to go back and do everything I just did, or find a desk or a locker and fucking wait.
Yeah.
There's no other. I don't
That's
get it.
but
I
that's it.
don't
That's
get
the
it.
gameplay. Like that's why it felt like it would be a better TV show because that is the gameplay.
Oh,
There is not enough gameplay. Like it feels like they wanted to tell this really good story. HBO turned them down, so they were like, "Oh, we'll make a video game then."
sure. That
And
is what
like
it feels like.
that's wh I honestly think that's what happened. And they're like, "Oh,
And
well,
I don't
whatever."
know.
Very
I don't know
creative
what
people behind it, but it felt like they
I
were very creative people who would have made a great TV show.
yeah. I guess I expected something a little bit more like Dead Space. Like a little bit of action.
Man.
Like I listen, I
Well, and like talk about, that's a horror game. Like you have
agreed.
this Lovecraftian eldritch horror set in a sci-fi environment, but you still get better and you're just a minor in that. Like not a
Sure.
adolescent, like a actual asteroid like person who collects ore or whatever. And
Sure.
so you have this like hazard suit that's designed for these like extreme environments. That's why you're able to survive, but you're slowly going crazy from the spike and like the your guns get better. You can upgrade your basic blaster. You upgrade the shit out of it and it's one of your best guns and it's a mining tool. It's meant to cut open ore and you know what I mean? Like it's an exciting fun video game. The reason you're a badass is it very well explained within the story. This like you should be way more of a badass.
Yeah,
You're
I
so
just
yeah.
I don't, and the thing about it is like I don't really know what you could, because like the alien should be tougher than you. So like I get that they're trying to implement, they're like, you're just a
Same with
human against this fucking thing. I get it.
Same with the androids. Like the androids should be tough. Like if you remember,
Agreed.
Bishop was that knife scene from Aliens.
Yeah.
Like he moves faster than you can see. That's
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Like
I
I'm
love
down
that.
with that. But it's like
Like, but
how,
then you make it so that you should be on the same level as the humans that are like psycho. You should be a little bit weaker than the android, and you should not be able to kill the alien. But at some point, fend them off. Like you get the flamethrower, they're afraid of fire. You should be able to
yeah,
scare the shit out of them, and like very limited fuel tanks for the flamethrower. But you should be able to ward off the alien and then continue the storyline at that point.
agreed. I guess like, you know what? Okay, let's take the break, and then when we come back, fuck, I hate this fucking game. I miss like this. To go back to my Final Fantasy Tactics love, I miss like this. Let's take a break, and then when we come back, we'll talk about, I don't know, how the fuck maybe this game could have been fun, and a couple of the other things, and I'll probably shit on it some more. We'll be right back. Fucking game. Okay, so what I was gonna say before the break was just, I get the aliens got to be stronger than you, and if you want to do that, that's fine. But like, I personally would have preferred a game where like, okay, so there's a segment where I deal with the alien, then a segment where I need to like solve a puzzle, and then maybe a shooting segment or a fighting segment or something like, then another segment where I deal with the alien. I hate the idea that the alien is just around the whole game, because sometimes he just shows up for minutes at a time and then sometimes you don't see him forever. And I know some people's counter to that will be, then you're just making the same game we've had all the time. It was cool to see a company go out and try something new. And I'll concede that point. In an era where games seem to be carbon copy, follow the formula over and over, it is cool to see a studio try something different.
Oh
I
yeah,
just, again, there's like, dude, this game has like, I ran a poll asking people, what do you think of this game from A to D? And it was like basically 25, 25, 25, 25. Like it was like all over the map. So there is an audience for this game. I think this is an incredibly well-made game for an insanely niche audience.
yeah. I'll agree with that 100%.
And
Like I'm not
yeah,
that audience, but I know people who would like playing this. Like I have friends in my nerd herd that would love this game, and I'm like, good for you guys. I don't have the attention span to sit
no.
and
And
be
that's,
bored for I think if you speed run it like 10 hours.
yeah, which even that, like, because that's the other thing. And that, you want to know the truth. And like, and here's what here's the moment I realized this game was not for me. I spent hours crawling around this game, super slow, super creepy, doing nothing, don't want to upset anybody, don't want to tip off the alien, anything like that. I died in the first area where you deal with the droids 15 times. And then finally, I was getting so mad of sneaking by them that I tried just running. And the first time I just ran to the elevator, actually, the first time I ran to the elevator, I got in, and then one of the droids clipped through the door and killed me in the elevator. And everyone on stream was like, we actually had some laughs. I was mad, but we had some laughs. But the second time I got through, and that was when I realized this just isn't for me, because the strategy is either one step at a time, like fucking molasses, or just run and you'll be fine. And I was like, so then what are you trying to do here? And some of the other things this game does, like those they're like computer, like some like almost like fuse boxes that you can open and then like use them to interact with the environment, like turn off the lights, turn on
Yeah.
fog. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah.
that seemed like a cool idea at first too. But again, maybe I just suck at the game, but I really didn't find them to be all that useful. But maybe I just suck.
Well, and
Like,
it's for atmosphere. Like I found a lot of things in this game, like a lot of the noise, a lot of the lack of music, the music that was there. It's all to create atmosphere. The emergency call system, like the comm system, everything. It's all just designed to create like a atmosphere. The heartbeat sensor, which is like, it's all just to get your heart racing and like
yeah,
subconsciously freak you out. That's it. So they designed it with those psychological effects in mind. I don't know if this is like what they intended. This is my perception of their design, is that they had
sure.
these like psychological effects in mind with everything, from like the lighting, the way you interact with everything, like aesthetic and psychological effects, but like didn't think gameplay,
No,
didn't think
I
like usefulness, didn't think like how people should, like you said,
and I
they dared to be different, and I think this might be. I don't know enough of like this subgenre of survival horror games if this was the first one, but I feel like this was the first one, because there's other ones that play like a movie like this, where you make
yeah,
decisions and you lose characters. I've seen streamers
sure.
play them, and anytime I see a streamer playing a game like that, I'm like, that is not for me. I don't give a. That is
Agreed.
so boring to me.
And the thing about it is, like, I think some people will counter our argument and say like, dude, it has phenomenal gameplay. You guys just don't get it or don't like it. And I'm like, fair enough. I
That's totally cool. I don't need to get it.
fair enough.
You know what? I love smashing Xenos in Space Marine 2. I love
Sure.
killing the Tyranid with my chainsaw sword and my bolt gun with machine gun rounds that explode in their faces, and countering a Carnifex as it's coming flying at me at 900 miles an hour, because I am a superhuman being in space armor that can, cave its skull in with my boot. I don't
Sure.
need to sneak around and be scared of aliens.
No, I say this like with genuine sincerity. Maybe there is a brilliant gameplay loop here. There's people that wrote in talking about how much they adore this game. I'm on the Wikipedia page and it's like, it's considered to be one of the greatest video games ever made. It's ranked in like the top games of these lists and all this kind of like,
Yeah, yeah. But
but like
look at the rating though. Look at the rating. Look at the ratings, because I think one rating is like 9 out of 10, or like 90 out of 10, and then the rating beside it is like 50 out of
there
10,
is like
or 50
I'm
out of.
reading like the Wikipedia page right now. 8.5, 887, 67596. Like
Yeah, and then a bunch of 5-star reviews where it's like, okay, like some people, it's a polarizing game, because some
it
people
really is.
love this style, and then lots of
But
people
I
don't. So.
but I have to say, dude, like I have played a lot of fucking video games in my life. It's I know you have. Like it's my fucking, it's been my job now for 6 years. Even the games that are beloved that I don't like Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3
They're
and
still
Splinter
fun.
Cell, and I will say to a very limited extent, even Echo the Dolphin, which is like become my arch nemesis in gaming. Like I look at these games and I'm like, I see how this appeals to people. And I say this from the bottom of my heart. If this appeals to you, fucking great. Some people like feet. I think feet are the most disgusting thing on the body. And No, I hate feet. I don't want to look at feet. I don't want to touch feet. I'm so disgusted by feet. This game to me is feet. I don't get it. And if you're out there and you're like, I love feet, then I'm like, go suck toes. But don't ask me to come help you because I don't get it. I don't understand how anybody finds this fun. And I agree with you. This plays like Metal Gear Solid 3 drives me fucking crazy, but I see how people think it's fun. I get it. Not for me, but I get it. But when I play this,
because it is fun. It's designed to be a video game. Like
yeah,
Metal Gear
this
Solid
doesn't even feel. This doesn't feel like it's designed. Even the fucking item creation screen. Am I the only one that thinks that is the most fucked up crafting menu of all time? Like you need 3, 2, and 1 of these things. So you need to use like, again, on PC, you probably just click a goddamn mouse, but on a controller, you use like up, down, left, and right to go to the various things. And then like, so if I need 3 scraps to make an item, then I have to pick scraps, go to the first of the 3 scrap holes and put it in. Then pick scraps, go to the second of the 3 scrap holes, put it in. And it took so long. And I was like, literally nothing about this game is designed the way I would have liked to have seen it designed. So I don't know how else to explain it. Maybe this game is just feet. It's fucking disgusting feet.
Man, I got Hobbit feet too, and I think my feet are better than this game.
Oh, fuck. Okay, now here's one thing that I hate, but I will take my hat off and say if you enjoy it, I see the appeal. I think the save system is done
with the
for the
emergency
audience that likes it.
The emergency phone call thing?
Yes.
Oh, I love that. Like,
well, I think it's cool to look at.
Yeah, like similar to the typewriter in the Resident Evil games with the ribbon, and I thought that was cool. Like I like a save state that's like built into the game, not one that's too. Like, it's a little bit modern gamers where they can save wherever. I feel spoiled when I could do that.
Yeah,
whereas like having to go to a spot and like building the spot into the aesthetic of the game, I love that. I think that's cool.
Agreed. And I think that, and I'm one of them, I think that we've gotten soft with the checkpoints every 8 seconds in games these days. And I will genuinely say, as much as I don't understand how the gameplay loop of this game appeals to anybody, I can sit back and see. I was reading that originally they wanted to do checkpoints, but they were like, it makes the game too easy. So they implemented the save points. And
oh, wow.
I can see how the tension does ratchet up if you haven't, because I felt it as someone that I wasn't scared of. Again, the problem is that like, I'm going to keep comparing it to feet because I think this works. maybe you see feet and you're like, I'm turned on right now. Whereas I see feet and I'm like, I might puke right now. And it's the same, like when you see the alien in this game, if you're enjoying the feet, then you see the alien and you're like, fuck, I haven't saved in forever. Please don't kill me. I'm terrified right now. Whereas when I see the alien, I'm like, fuck me. I haven't saved in forever. If that thing gets me, I need to fucking clean those feet again. Yeah, like that is like, but I truly do think the save system is well implemented in this game. Frankly, it's the only part of the gameplay mechanics in this game that I sit back and look at and genuinely understand how it adds something to this game for somebody. But everything else, I don't. Even like the fucking motion tracker, like, so you use it to find the alien, but you can't use it because it beeps too fucking much and he finds you with it.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It is fucking annoying. And then the crafting system fucking sucks. And then it gives you a gun, but God help you if you fucking use the gun. And then oh my God.
Just getting back to the motion tracker for a second. Like other Alien games and Predator games have implemented the motion tracker where it's badass. So this game, like the way they use it, it's annoying.
It is fucking annoying.
Like if you could fight off the alien, if it tracked other things, like you could, if you could run and gun a little bit, it would be a great tool. But because it, like you said, it gives you away, so it's just fucking annoying. Like, why have it?
And then the other thing, and I didn't get to the point where I had to do a lot of backtracking, but that is another thing I've read in the reviews that people don't like. And I noticed at the very beginning of the game, when you're in that like shopping plaza or whatever the fuck it is, there are rooms where you need a torch to get into them. And I when I rage quit the game after 7 or 8 hours, I still didn't have the torch. Yeah. So do you have to backtrack through the entire game at some point?
I
Like,
can't remember. I can't
like
remember where you
when
find the
else would you
torch.
have the torch there? Do you know what
Um,
I'm like? I
yeah, I
don't.
can't. I can't remember when you get the torch. I know. I know the rooms you're talking about, like the cutting torch,
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure
I'm
it's
really.
after. It's after you go and kind of find out, what happened to the ship, like where you find the alien ship that has the.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I don't
Fuck.
know. I
That was a
fucking.
long time ago, and I did not make it that far the second playthrough.
I just. I don't get it. I at one point I was stressed out about like dude, I have gone through like the 7 stages of grief with this fucking game or whatever, however many stages there is. When it first won the poll, I was like, fuck me. That game is gonna be so scary. I'm never gonna be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Then I started playing it and I was like, okay, this isn't too scary, but I'm not sure how fun this is. Then I got to the point where I was like angry and I was like, I'm gonna finish this game out of spite. Then I rage quit and it became like acceptance of like, I fucking despise this game. Go fuck yourself. I'm never fucking playing it again. And now I just sit here in this state of confusion where like I guess there's a game there, but I don't fucking get it. And I just I don't fully understand what they were trying to do. I
Just
don't
make a spiritual sequel to the 1978 79 movie.
I
That's
guess
what
so.
that's all they were trying to do. Like
I,
you're
I
Ripley's
guess
daughter,
so.
you're looking for Ripley, and they tried to capture the horror elements of the first movie. Because like the second movie is an action thriller, right? The first
Yes, it
movie
is.
is
Which is
is
why I think
what
the first one's a little better because it's more
because
tense.
it's yeah, it's a 100% horror movie. It does horror in such a great way. Like
Yeah.
you start out the movie being like, what are these guys doing? And then you find out they're crew on a corporate ship and they found this derelict ship and they're wanting to explore it. Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. So the question of what they're doing, uh, who they are and what they're doing has been answered. But now there's a new question. What is this alien ship? And
Yeah.
they don't answer anything from that because the next question comes up, which is, oh my God, this guy got hurt by a face hugger. Like, so it constantly is asking questions that get answered, but each answer creates 5 more questions. And they don't answer all the questions in the first one. Like, it is
Yeah.
awesome. Just the format of that movie is so good. And that's what they tried to do with this, but it does not translate really good to a video game. The second movie as a video game is badass. There's
Agreed.
lots of
Agreed.
games that have done that.
Agreed. Yeah. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that this is like a lazy game. Like, God
No,
knows everyone listening.
they put a lot of effort into this game.
Agreed.
This game is beautiful aesthetically. This game has
Agreed.
great music and great potential. The gameplay is so bad that
And
it
but it's
Titanics the rest of the game.
it does. Even some of the little things, like when you're looking up to the vents to look for the alien drool, to be like, oh fuck, there he is. Like, go around. That's a great touch. And like seeing
Mm,
his shadow and knowing he's coming and seeing him through the windows and stuff. I'll get like, I don't think this is a lazy. Everyone listening to this show at some point has played a shitty video game that was made as like a cheap cash in on a popular franchise.
yeah.
I don't think that's what this is. I
No, not
just
even a little bit.
no, I'll give them all the
Even
credit
even
in the world for that.
even the
Uh
detail on the engineer's ship, like everything about the game aesthetically is
Sure.
beautiful.
And
Like I
if you want to get lost in it, there's tons of like written logs to read and stuff.
oh yeah,
I just got to the point where I got bored of them and I was like, I don't want to read this anymore.
I would
But
rather read an Aliens comic.
me too. I'd rather just read a book than play this.
Yeah.
There it is. This game felt like playing a book. I love books, but I don't want to play a book. I want to read a book. I don't want to play it. This is a book about feet. And I don't want to play a book about feet.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know what else to say. I've been dreading this episode, and then I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I put a disclaimer off the top. This is in the from a quality standpoint, this is not in the bottom 3 games we've ever done on the show, but from a personal enjoyment standpoint, this is there with Mario is Missing as the 2 games we have reviewed on this show so far that I have enjoyed the least. Somebody was like, I think it was Timmy the Exuberant Turtle. If it wasn't Timmy, I apologize to whomever it was. Somebody was like, dude, it took me like 5 attempts to get into this game, but I finally did because every year or so I'd get a hankering to come back and try again until it clicked. And they were like, that's going to be the case with you. And I said, I will bet you my fucking house that will not be the case with me. I will never turn this game on again. Ever. I might, if I ever see like the fucking, who made this game? Who fucking made this game? Creative Assembly and Sega. If I ever see the president of Creative Assembly or Sega in the street and they have $40 sticking out of their pocket, I'm taking it. And I'm not going to hesitate because that's mine now. Because I want my money back. I will never, a rare time I wish I bought a game physically so that I wouldn't even trade it in. I would just throw it I would burn it. I never want to play this fucking game again.
Yeah,
I hate it.
You'd put the disc up on Feet Finder.
Maybe on Feet Finder. Maybe.
Maybe
I'll sell
highlighted and it's like your copy of Echo the Dolphin, Alien Isolation, Adam's Feet Finder, and it's just all these games you hate.
Fuck. Maybe I'll sell $40 worth of pictures of my feet to get my fucking money back. I truly don't remember the last time I was this upset with a game. I think it sets a great atmosphere. I think they do a great job capturing the feeling of like the 70s or like an 80s movie.
Yeah, like the 70s, 80s
nice.
version of the future. Like that, they do a really good job of that. Like,
agreed.
That is the big plus point to this game is aesthetically and story-wise, it is great. It's just too slow. It's not a game.
It's not fun. We're just going around in circles now. I hate it. I fucking hate this goddamn game. We need to score this fucking thing. You know what? I'm gonna give it a score out of 10 so I can give it an honest and genuine score of what I think of it. The floor is yours, Tyler. Would you like your daughter to score it? Or would you like to score it?
What do you think? Do you want to score it? She's drooling.
That's the right score. 0 is the right fucking score.
I would give it a 3 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10. Like yeah. 3. I'm gonna say 3 out of 10 because like it almost is. It's almost good. It's almost good. It's just not. But it's almost good. So it's like a 3 out of 10 because I see what it could have been.
I agree. I give it a 3 because I can't realistically give it a 0 because there was clearly effort and talent put into the development of this game. But not to keep repeating myself, like I don't get it. I don't see the fun of this. 3 out of 10.
They didn't have beta testers.
I'm done. Never again. Never again. Oh, before we go, no, never mind. I'm done. I don't want to say anything. I'm done. Your daughter wants to go to bed. I'm done. She probably
no, she wants to party. This is
she doesn't want to go to bed.
She was in bed and then she heard us ranting. Now she's like,
I want to go to bed. So I'll let her party and I'll go to bed. Dude, you plug your. Do you like? I'll have all your links in the description. What do those links take people to?
So Studio 762 or S762 on YouTube is the film group that I work with lots. My buddy Martin, it's his production company. So we have lots of little like action films that are, paramilitary kind of adventure things. There's some that are based on video games. This up and coming spring, we're going to be filming a Stalker 2 short film.
Nice. I'm actually really looking forward to that game.
Oh man, that's one of my favorite game franchises is the Stalker series.
It looks fucking awesome. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry, but
it looks awesome. It is so good. And so we have like an Escape from Tarkov film. The one that he's working on right now is something my cousin wrote. So that should be coming out soon. And then I was one of the leads in a full feature that should be coming out, an indie film that should be coming out in April. That's with Brimstone Productions or Brimstone Pictures. I might be saying that wrong now.
That's
Panic
awesome.
has set in because I can't remember what their thing was, but it's on the link. So Brimstone, I worked with those guys really closely this last summer, and that'll be coming out in the spring. And those guys have another film called Spin the Wheel that's out, and it's a psychological thriller. It's very good. It's got a lot of local musicians for the soundtrack, local actors, some bigger named actors. Very cool.
I love it. Good for you, buddy. I'm so glad you're doing that shit. I know how you're a very creative person, and you're also a dad of 2 and a fucking businessman and a fucking farmer and a fucking you're like the busiest guy I know. So I'm glad you're getting a chance to flex the creative boner there a little bit. And
Oh yeah, it's I hope one day that takes over. Like if I
good for you.
start making money with that and podcasting and
Stick
get
with
to
it.
do that full time. But
That's the dream.
yeah, exactly.
Well, listen, buddy, I tapped into your busy schedule twice this month of October, and frankly, neither game was particularly good. It was Jurassic Park on the SNES, and then this one. So the next time we have you on the show, we'll do something good. I promise. We'll go somewhere fun.
Either we should do Space Marine, which you should play the first one, which is still pretty good. Looks good. It was on the 360. It was fun. Since Space Marine 2 is out and it's fire. Or I keep hounding you to play another Star Wars game, but you should play Force Unleashed.
I really want, like, the next Star Wars game that's on my radar is KOTOR 2.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just because
play that first. That's way better. Yeah, you haven't played that?
I fucking, no, I've played KOTOR 1.
Oh,
and I
man.
love it. But I have never played KOTOR 2.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
don't worry about Force Unleashed. That baby will wait. There's so much good stuff with Force Unleashed because Sam Witwer is so good and he's embedded in the Star Wars family. Like he voices Darth Maul, he voices Darth Sidious. Like he does all these voice work for Disney now. Like it's so good, and they base the main character after him, and it's just badass. But KOTOR 2 is like the KOTOR games are the best Star Wars games.
Yeah, they're KOTOR. Yeah. Well, we'll get you on the show for something fun soon, I promise. And I have to just say, I don't know if this is the first episode in the history of the game to have an infant in the background.
She was in Jurassic Park too. She woke up for that one too.
I believe she was around for another one as well. I like that her cries almost added to my frustration with Alien Isolation because I was like, she feels the same way I do right now. She nailed it. I hate this game. I like you. I like her. I like you listeners. I hate this game. I am never playing this again. Fuck Alien Isolation. Fuck stealth games. Fuck.
2 weeks from now.
I hate this game.
2 weeks from now, Adam discovers he loves feet and is playing Alien Isolation.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. I will make that promise. If I ever somehow develop a foot fetish, I will come back and try Alien Isolation again. Because perhaps that's what it will take. I'm looking at my foot right now and feeling like I want to puke. It's disgusting. Tyler, thanks for doing this. This episode was actually supposed to go live 5 minutes ago. So we're going to get off here so I can plug this into an episode and get it on the internet for people to listen to and leave me bad reviews because they hate that I hate Alien Isolation. Tyler, thanks for doing this, buddy. Good job.
Yeah, no problem.
And that is going to do it for this week's episode. Tyler, assuming you did give me a call to talk Alien Isolation, thank you so much for doing so. And if not, then thanks me for doing it alone. Normally I would wait to make sure that I had my guests ready to go before I did this, but we are literally, if you're listening to this episode the day it went live, Tyler and I finished recording it like a couple hours ago. So I didn't really have time to wait and do the intro afterwards. We had to sneak this one in. Either way, thanks for listening. And listen, if you love Alien Isolation, please just accept that I don't. Please, it really takes the fun out of the show. If you want to write in and argue, that's fine. But when you write in and tell me I'm an idiot and insult my family or tell me to fucking off myself because I don't like a game you like, I just jerk off with your fucking emails and your tears. So just know that that's what I'm doing with them. All right? Just fucking forget it. Come back next week because next week is Remember the Game 316, and we're talking Mass Effect 3. And if you want to hear me gush about a game, that's the one. I fucking love that game. We're talking about that next week. 24-hour stream, 2 weeks away, November 7th and 8th. Is that what it is? No, 8th and 9th. The Friday and Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I hope you can come by, say hi. If you donate $20 or more to the Stollery, you get the Stollery Children's Hospital, in case you're wondering what that is. You'll get a tax receipt from Extra Life, and you'll be entered to win some stuff via me. It should be a good time. I can't think of anything else to plug. I will just wrap it up. I'm going to thank the Patreons and leave. Thank you all so much for listening, and I will talk to y'all later. Cheers. So long. Goodbye. Remember the Game is brought to you by our Patreons. I could not puke up all the content I churn out every week without all of your support. The following people are at the Senior Executive Vice President level or higher. at patreon.com/rememberthegame, and as such, I am contractually obligated to say their names in a rapid-fire fashion. So in reverse alphabetical order, a huge thank you to Remember the Game Hall of Famer, Slick Motherfucking Rick, Z-Train22, Zarko504, Zen Paladin, Zane 93, Zane Donovan, Zamatos, Zach Shepard, Youngster TK, X Maverick X, Wired the Surgeon Who's Not a Surgeon Row, Wolf Magic 21, Wolfgang Darren, Wimp 15, Wilco Works for Me, VOS Rager, Tyler, Tristan Anderson, Triple, Travis Sanders, Tornado, Toby OP, Titan 420, Timothy Sabrinsky, Timmy the Exuberant Turtle, Thomas Smith, The Supreme Chozorizo, Theodore, The Fletchman, The Grim Patreon, The Big Deal, Ted Explosion, Tadpole, T-Bear 87, Super Jess, Super Saiyan Sephiroth, Stud Steel Smash, Steve Dulk, Standard Ass Brian, Squint, Squeak Nuts, Spider Cat, Sour Goat Face, Sleeper Hit, Sharonic, Shoeboxers, Shank the Rat Face Bastard, Scotty McGee, Scott Brooks, Scary Terry, Savage Boosh, Sam Carpenter, Sabin S, Ryan Whitcomb, Ryan Perry, Ryan Kinchin, Rush's Dog Walker, Romaldo Marquez, Roger Starbucks Pool Cleaner, Robbie Air, Rest in Peace Koopalings, Rated Excellent. Randy Barrage, Quiet Place Queen, Put It in Age, Postman, Plow King, Fill Up My Mouth with Farts, Fill Up My Farts with Mouth, Phil Lencher, Penguin Milk, Oroku Saki's Gardener, Nothing Could Possibly Go Wrong, Nordak, No One Cares, Nick Creature, Nerdy Hybrid, My Left Nut, Musty Beetle, Morgan, Monstrous the Boner, Mizuru, Mr. Jabroni, Mike Maloney, Mercury 869, Mellow Yellow 8787, McCracken, MacGyver 88, Max Sandin, Max Lagroom, Maverick Marty, Matt Zeus, Matt Babanu, Mark Sneed, Marcus Mendoza, Makeshift Mellow Magic Money, Madam Nutsitch, Lucas Shaman, Lord Salazar, Lord Palmerston, Lord Longrod Von Hugendom II, Liquor Like Luigi, Lil Bunny Fufu 89, Leroy Westrich, Leo, Leroy Jenkins. I get that now. Fucking hilarious. Laces Out Dan, Krusty's Clogger, Kia Pup, Kevin Monroe, Jinxie 425, Justin Blair, Just Car Pranks, Just a Fish, Juris Dr. Mario, JSK Fusick, Jordan, John of the Adult Children Podcast, Johnny from Virginia, John Woodruff, John M. Watkins, Joe the Sandman, Joe Buck, Jay Nasty 15, Jay Callahan, Jimothy, Jeff Bergeron, James O. Francesco, James Clark, Jameer Williams, Jake Carter, It's That Nerd James, Isaias, Ida Yellow, Itchy Nutsuru, I Like Jorts, they're comfy and easy to wear, I cancel my Netflix to afford the shout out, Horror Nostalgia, a podcast, Holmes, Hitchy Poo, High Plains Drifter, Hegel Waffle, Guy Who Does Things, Growly Wog, Graham Kennedy, Gabriel, I never say Gabriel, I never say your full name because I don't know how to do it, Gabriel Dandria, G9PSX, General Fury, Fuzzy 99, Thunder Leaps, Frosty F492, Frosty Bear, Faded Sufferance, Fancy Store-Bought Dirt, Fallen Snow Kiku, Eric Hopewell, E-Man Trucker, Elijah Burns, Elephant Calves, Eldest Millennial, Earl, Drugs Bad MK, Dr. Dick Chop, Doug Dorn, Doogie Bowser MD, Doogie, Donnie the Dude Walter, Diablo Spartan, Decoy Man, DBXJ, David Schroeder, David Thompson, Dave McGee, Darth Skywalter, Darbles, Daniel, Dan of Dissect That Film, Dan Fusselman, Dazerith, Daddy's Secret Little Chubby, Crystal Lake Management, Confused But Still Here, Combo Chuck, Cody Thompson, Cody Richardson, Coda Blaze, formerly Banned, Chugger22, Christopher Britt, Christmas Ape, Christian Gabriel, Chris Hill is a master tromboner, Chris Fleury, Chaz Hammond, Cesar, Carbon Fiber Zombie, Captain Steve N, Captain Asberry Juice, Can't Destroy Her, Cam Nelly 23, Burt Macklin, Bula, Brian Richmond, Brant Hewitt, Brandon DeZeba, B Money, Blobby Rogers, Blast Processing Won the War, All Hail Sega, Blaine the Hoagie Man, Because 19, Biddy, Big the Cat, Big Daddy Randall, Benjamin Berry, Benjamin Atkins, Beers of War, Beef Dingleberry, Beaver Boy, A-Town, Archangel Otaku, Angry Ticks, Andy Hudson, Andrew Wright, Alexander Camps, Alex Ramos, Alex R, Alex McIntyre, Akiris Network, AJ McCurgy, Adam's former assistant, Adam Martinet, Adam Blank still hasn't reviewed Mario Galaxy, Ace McGuy, Aaron Lawson, AB Killen, and a dude named Adam. Not a bad batch of shout-outs at all. I got, struck with a... Remember the Seinfeld where Jerry's like, what, you suddenly you get hungry out of nowhere? And the cop's like, yeah, you got a problem with that? I was in the middle of those shout-outs. I was around the T's, and I was like, fuck, my stomach just started growling. So I'd already be downstairs finding something to eat if I just ended this. So I'm going to end this now and go find something to eat. Cheers.